Hi, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to discuss a topic that we've seen a lot of videos on YouTube from vloggers complaining or making statements, many of which are totally erroneous, concerning the purchase of land and homes in the Philippines. And what we're going to discuss are things that not only affect Philippines, but other countries, quite frankly, throughout the world when it comes to land ownership. A little bit of a disclaimer: anytime you are going to make a major purchase in a country outside of your own, get an attorney, get the legal documents, get everything straight up front, and you won't have any problems. But a little bit of knowledge going into the situation is really good to have. And so the question is, and I'm going to be going to my screen to check a few things, so forgive me if my eyes seem to drift up and down, but if an American is married to a Filipino and they buy land, does the American or the Filipino spouse own the land? Well, in the Philippines, a foreigner cannot directly own land. That's an important word to remember: directly own land. Even if an American is married to a Filipino, the foreign spouse cannot legally hold title to the land. And here's how it works: the Filipino spouse must be the legal owner of the land. I mean, that's plain and simple. It's just a simple law. The American spouse cannot be listed as an owner of the land itself. Now, as far as property on that land, whether it be a building, a home, or other type of a structure, well, the American spouse can be recognized as having a marital property interest in those structures and can have a share of it. So again, the foreigner can legally own buildings or houses in the Philippines, even if they cannot own the land. So the American spouse could be co-owner or own the structure, but the land again remains in the Filipino spouse. Now, as far as inheritance is concerned, if the Filipino spouse passes before her American spouse, then the land can, through hereditary succession, be transferred to the American for ownership. But there are restrictions that apply, and usually the foreigner may need to sell the land to a Filipino citizen. So anyway, that's the long and the short of that. But there is a workaround. And again, it's going to require an attorney. Keep everything on the up and up. Okay? Don't try to dance around the system. And one of the workarounds is if you form a land ownership corporation. And by that, in the corporation, the Filipino will own 60%, minimum 60% of the shares, and the foreigner or the American spouse can own 40% of the land. Now, even if the American spouse provides all the money, the corporation is still set up 60-40. Okay? Anyway, the way this thing is set up is you go through an attorney, you do legal agreements, you issue stocks, shares rather, and it all sounds kind of complicated, but if you've ever set up a corporation to do your own business from, it's really not that difficult to do. Okay? Whatever you do, do not try to get around the system by setting a dummy corporation where you own, as the American or the foreigner, most of the shares, because if you get caught, and the chances are you will, there's heavy penalties, there's imprisonment, and there's forfeiture of the land. Now, for those that think that land ownership is only an issue in the Philippines, take a look at this list of countries that we have researched, and all of them, in one form or another, have restrictions or flat-out bans on foreigners owning land. So, forearmed is forewarned. think about what you're getting into if you're going to make a major purchase like buying land in a foreign country. It doesn't make any difference if it's the Philippines, Vietnam, Portugal, Ethiopia, or anywhere. Be smart, consult an attorney, get legal documentation, and everything will be smoothly. So what a lot of these vloggers are saying is just a lot of hyperbole. If you do the job correctly from the beginning, the chances are you're not going to have any issues. And I say chances because there's always a case where something can come up, but it's just not overseas. It happens in the States every day, and we know that. So I want to thank you for taking the opportunity to watch this video. We hope that it's been of some value and clears up some of the myths that have been created by vloggers that, quite frankly, are more interested in hyperbole than presenting with you the actual facts and the way to lay a strong foundation to move forward as you develop your purchase of land and eventually a home or other structure in the Philippines or any other country for that matter. So again, thank you for taking the time to view the video. We hope that it's been of value, and please like and subscribe. We have more videos coming down the road that are going to be busting some other myths and other falsehoods that are out there. So we look forward to presenting them to you. So at the end of the day, stay well, stay safe, and God bless.